This next lesson discusses fallacies. We see fallacies all around us every day. We see it in the media. We see it from politicians. We may even hear it from coworkers. We hear it from friends. So what we need to do in persuasion as a speaker and as an audience member, we need to be aware of these fallacies, these faulty arguments, these errors in logic. And whether they're intentional or not, we still need to be aware of them. Again, we hear them all the time in advertising. So in speech making, we want to stay away from these as proof, as something that we use to help our claim. The first one I want to talk about is non sequitur. This occurs when the speaker's conclusion just does not connect to the argument's premise. So something like, Stephanie drives a large truck, so she must own cattle. Here in South Central Pennsylvania, we could say, so she must live in the mountains. So it doesn't really quite add up. Hasty generalization. So drawing a general conclusion really without support or enough of support. So here's a few examples. I've had 3 major problems with this new car. This car, or this brand of car, is just worthless. My grandmother became addicted to gambling. Gambling should be banned because it's addictive. Well, not really. More than likely, Grandma just has a problem and needs help. Faulty use of authority. Just when the information or testimony is used just isn't correct, or the source may not have enough expertise or knowledge, or is biased. Post hoc ergo and propter hoc. The speaker assumes that when one event happens after another, that the first event was the cause of the second. We hear this in vaccinations a lot. Vaccinated my cat got sick. The vaccination caused my cat to get sick. Ad hominem. We see this in politics a lot here in the U.S., a lot. So a lot of this we do see in advertising, politics, so be aware of this. Attacking the person rather than the issue. Who are you to question my educational policy? You don't even have children in our school system. Appeal to tradition. Occurs just when a speaker assumes that something is better because it's older or traditional, believable just based on tradition. So this is sometimes true, maybe quality it is, other times not. If you can prove it, then yes. My grandfather bought a Ford, my father bought a Ford, so Ford must be the best. The either or fallacy, you've heard this before. One or the other when there's many more options available or many more solutions. Well, you're either for prayer in school or you're an atheist. One or the other. Straw person occurs when a speaker distorts, exaggerates, or just overall misrepresents a person's actual position. So I like to use this as a huge exaggeration. So some senators are pushing to cut funding and troops for the current war. I just can't understand why they would want to leave us defenseless and our current troops on the front lines exposed. So very dramatic, very exaggerated. Ad populum, based on because someone said so, especially a popular person, or if a popular person supports. Faulty emotional appeal, just when someone unethically manipulates an audience's emotions. So sort of a prey upon the emotion, whether it's in a weak state, or the choice of words, or more of that threat, using any of the other ones as well. Slippery slope occurs when a speaker argues that a relatively small event sets off a chain reaction. So consider always that middle ground before the end result. So if you drop out of school, you're just going to end up in jail. Or if you allow for an increase in state taxes, the government's just going to want more and more. So we want to stay away from these fallacies, especially in proof and in life overall. You need to be aware of these constantly at you every day.